Okay, let's talk about this fusion. I'm going to summarize all my thoughts in one video, and this will help you determine whether you should go for the fusion. I'm going to show you some stuff, and we're going to look at the fusion epic as well, as I appear to be getting wrecked by the Ram, as per usual, on Chimera. Let's jump in. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? This team was apparently not survivable enough, so we are going to be talking about the fusion here on the test server. Thank you so much, Plarium, for allowing us on the test server. This is the fusion, okay? I personally like this guy, but I don't know how much we will be able to get him to work on Chimera, just because I think we need too many things in order to make him work. But this ability right here is really great. Decreased speed and weaken if the target's under Hex, places these before attacking. So putting him in a team with MtgJedi seems like a great idea. I like this stuff if you're going to be using him in Hydra, which he will be good in. And as long as you have a counterattack ally attack, he's going to use this ability instead of his A1, which I don't know how to feel about that, because I wish we were getting the Hex, you know, like the Hex A1 to pair with his A3, which we don't get for using this. But I do think that he's a great option to put in a team with Fina if you have her. I think he's a great option to pair with Ugo, who is the most common decreased defense champion for content. I want to say Hydra, but I think everywhere. So, like, the question was asked of me, like, who should go for him? Well, I think personally that you should evaluate your roster before you make your decision, okay? Come in here to your roster and choose weaken. What comes up when you choose weaken? You know, like, do you have Venus? You could definitely have Lydia, right? But do you have options? Do you have Mad Hatter, for example? Do you have someone to pair with Ugo? Is she in the vault or something? Okay. Do you have someone to pair with Ugo? Because you should have a weakened champion on your account to pair with Ugo. If you don't have that, you should go for him. You should definitely go with him. LYS. So, I have him in a little bit of damage gear here. I mean, it's probably more than what some of you could do. I must have switched something around because he doesn't have 100% crit rate, but we could easily find that somewhere else. For example, right here or right here. So, let me go. Well, I don't know. Do you really need to see his damage? It's not that great, but it's definitely okay. Okay, much better. So now he's, you know, higher crit rate, more defense, a little bit lower on the crit damage. Perfectly fine, okay? I don't have a relic on here. I didn't put a blessing on him. I did book him, and here are the masteries that I chose. Let me move myself back over here so that you can see the stats that I'm talking about. I was probably blocking them this whole time, but I did put them on the screen here just in case you needed to see them again. And then if you're going to get a blessing for him, which, you know, I doubt they'll do a tournament or something for his blessing, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong about that. So he's going to pair well with someone else who does Hex. I think MtgJedi is a great example of a champion who's going to pair well with him. That would be another way to have somebody to go with the weaken. MtgJedi gets decreased defense, he gets Hex, but then you would need a separate champion for block buffs. So then you would be saying, well, okay, what are my options for block buffs? If you have Lazarus, insane. If you have Supreme Gallic, insane. You can always use Monkey. You can always use Wallmaster. Those are all amazing champions. You could be good as well, but people are just salty that there's no dog yet. He's coming. We'll get it at some point. Okay, but, you know, Jingwan is a great option as well for his block buffs. So think about your roster and if that will help you. All right, but what I really want to say to you also is that this Void Epic is insanely good. If instead of searching like that, we search by Skinwalkers, we'll include everything so you can see. Tell me who is going to be healing in this faction. Who's going to be healing for you in this faction for hard mode faction wars? Like, Hackhorn Smashlord is definitely a good option. Is that it? Is there another good healer in this faction? I mean, I don't think that we want to be doing anything with Bambus, right? I don't think that that's going to work. But maybe Bambus is the answer. Then we're going into other epics, right? Like, we're coming down to Steel Skull and relying on this single target thing. This little heal from Steel Skull, right? So I think that this Rhino is going to be a really good option for a lot of people. So if you're not going for the fusion, he looks freaking cool too. I need a copy of this guy. So he's going to cleanse, and it's 20% of his max HP. Okay? So he's starting out at 19, basically 20,000 HP. Then he is going to remove buffs from enemies. He's going to heal himself based on his max HP for each buff removed, which paired with his passive is going to heal your team. And then he has a heal on his A1 also, with which is passive. He's just going to keep your whole team healed. So regardless of what you're doing for the fusion, I would say that this guy is definitely going to help you. So if you don't want to go for the fusion, get a copy of this guy for sure. Let's come over into, you know, our dragon. Let's look at his multipliers over here, because I have yet to see that from anybody. Maybe I am wrong, and maybe other people have shown it, but I am not seeing it. So let's just bring in Lydia over here. And let's bring in our dude. Let me get this all set up. Alright, let's just be basic, okay? Let's go defense, aura, increase defense, decrease defense, and weaken. Okay, that's all pretty normal stuff that you would fit in your team. And yes, okay, perfect. I have it speed tuned. Now, he can weak hit here, okay? He can. So, let's slow it down. Let's find somewhere where he doesn't weak hit. Did he weak hit on all of those? Maybe we need to go to a different stage. I'm not going to cut that out. That's valuable. Let's go to 19 instead, I suppose, so we're not weak hitting. It's going to be like a little bit, you know, less defensive stats, but I don't know. It's pretty comparable. Okay, so is he going to kill this wave? Wait, we want this one. I mean, that's pretty solid. That is pretty solid. What do we think about that in terms of damage? Like, I wouldn't say that it's crazy or anything, but like, he can definitely help you out. You know, you want to build him for damage. And then, let's say he's counterattacking. Like, I like the A2. I definitely like the A2. He's going to use that ability instead. So, like, let's say we put, who? Who can we put in here that's going to give us those ally attacks? It doesn't really matter. Probably anybody. Mikage would be fine, right? Then we'll just, like, see where we're at here. Okay. And then he's going to clear the wave with his... I mean, it's really a support ability. But obviously he's doing some good damage. So then let's like ally attack here, and then he's going to just delete somebody. I mean, granted, like, it's not that hard of a... Oh, he can't do it on his own, though. Interesting. Alright, well, that's good knowledge. And then, let's see, we're cycling back around. His A1 really not doing very much damage on its own. Interesting. Okay. That's not encouraging, but that's not the point. I don't think that you're going to bring him as your primary damage dealer. It's just that he is going to be able to do damage, right? Like, he's not the main damage dealer. We would be using Seer or something in here as the main damage dealer. We'd be using Newt or something, or Marius. We'd be having another damage dealer, but he can add to it. Now, I don't know. I don't feel like this... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. That was pretty crazy. He's doing significantly more damage on the ally attacks from MtgJedi, and definitely damage on the boss here. You could tell, like, he's the one doing all the damage. If I wasn't, you know, blocking it, 1.9 million. That's all him. So, I don't know. I guess that's all the information that I need to give you. Let's wrap up the video by talking about the Fusion calendar. Now, to put, you know, the cherry on top of your ice cream, this is not the easiest fusion, okay? You know, today is the day you should be starting everything with Spider and Champion Training with Dungeon Divers. I'm not sure that you can actually see my mouse on screen here, but I'm pointing to them. Sorry about that. Is there another way that I can show this to you with the mouse? Let me try to figure that out. Okay, so if we take a look at it like this... Oh, I messed it up again. If we take a look at it like this, then maybe I can show you some things over here. So we have the Spider Tournament and the Champion Training Tournament, and that's all going to go with Dungeon Divers 1. So we have this first group, but also you can get the Fire Knight in there as well. So Dungeon Divers 1 should be pretty easy at the beginning here. Obviously, we're stacking all of those events at an inappropriate time for me, since I'll be traveling. Then we're going to have the Summon Rush, which, I don't know. I don't skip the summon events unless I absolutely have to, because they make it so much easier. But we have this Hero's Path that's going to be Champion Chase plus Dungeon Divers. So really, there's 3 Dungeon Divers. And then in the middle, you're going to have Dragon Champion Training to go with that Dungeon Divers. And then you'll have Ice Golem and Champion Train... No, wait. Ice Golem... That's it. Ice Golem to go with the Dungeon Divers and the Hero's Path. Interesting. Tournaments, events. There's 450 fragments total. So if you can go all in and get 100 fragments on the Hero's Path, then you could skip 2 other events. But I don't know if I would count on that. I would count on maybe skipping Ice Golem and part of the Hero's Path. That's probably what I would do. And you can't get an extra copy of the Epic. So, I don't know. I think that's all of my thoughts. Let's try to sum it up here at the end. So, we have a cool fusion. Lysanther, who, you know, they're both LYs, Lydia, Lysanther. They don't pair well together, though. And I think he has a cool kit. I'm going to get him. I think he can be helpful. I think he pairs well with Ugo. I think he pairs well with Michinaki. I think that he pairs well with Stag Knight or any decreased defense champion. I think in addition to that, he's going to pair well with Fina, because they're both high elves, and she needs a faction unity person to go alongside of her. She needs somebody else in her faction, and he is going to be a good option that's usable. If you're looking for a damage dealer, he is not the one. I mean, he is not going to be the primary damage dealer for you. He's going to do some extra damage. I think about him like Lysanther. Lysanther, amazing champion. Love this guy. Great ally attacker. He has shields. He's in elves. You know, like, there's so many great things about his kit. He can also be built for damage. You know, some crit rate, some damage. He's not going to carry you as the damage dealer. Same thing with Lysanther. So think about whether he would be useful to you or not. I feel like a lot of people are burnt out and they just want to skip him, and so you're going to skip him, right? Nothing I'm going to do is going to change your mind if you're going to go skip him, and that's fine. If you're going to skip him, then please, pretty please, get yourself at least one copy of this epic. I wouldn't even mind going for more than one. You know what? Before we wrap up the video, I am going to do one more thing. Let's test his damage. Okay, I'm going to put him in Terrace's gear, so if he is ever going to do damage, this is going to be the time. Okay, back in Dragon 20 here, I have decreased defense weaken. We have an HP aura. We have him ready to go with his A2. Not a damage dealer. I would probably not recommend building him for damage. Probably just want to build him with like HP. I don't know. Froley's going to delete somebody. I'm sorry, but that's going to happen. It's fine. See Lydia doing 34k there as well. And then let's see his A1. 94k on his A1? Actually, that's not bad. So, yeah, but yeah, not a damage dealer. You just want to build him as like a HP-based damage dealer. So, let me show you what it would be like to use him in a faction war team. Okay, so, if you're going to come clear this, I'm sure you don't have like crazy empowered epics and whatnot, but I didn't want to use like a pile of legendaries. That's even more unrelatable. So we have our healer here. We have Fane, who's a common champion to be built. Same with Akamtum. Many people have Monkey, and then Hoffreys. Now, he's still in his damage build, which, okay, maybe you're not going to be getting damage out of him, but this will show us, like, what is capable here. Akamtum going to be the one dealing the damage alongside Monkey. Fane can help out as well. And then, you know, he's going to be doing a little bit of damage. But, you know, let's say that you put him in a stun set or a regen set. You know, any of those things are going to help. He's going to just keep you healed up here. And I do have Hoffreys in a bolster set as well. Maybe my gear is a little bit better. My Great Hall's done. You know, there's factors for sure. I'm not trying to say there's not. But I'm pretty sure that you can beat it with this... with this team. He has a resistance aura as well, so we're able to resist the boss. That's pretty incredible. And then Akamtum really showcasing his ability to just like get all of those debuffs up there. And so if you're not going to be going for the fusion, wowzers, I just think he is great. I think this team, I bet you this team can clear hard mode faction wars, and maybe you need to put somebody else in place of Fane, like somebody to like add any kind of control. But look at that heal. I'm definitely feeling a lot better about this epic than I am about the legendary. But at the same time, I do like the legendary and what he brings to the table. Okay, so if we come over here to High Elves, you know, we're all going to have our Arbiter. Maybe you have some kind of controller support with this guy. We are going to kind of rely on Lysanther for the weekend here. We have a damage dealer. We have a Royal Guard. Maybe we could... Who in this faction is doing decreased defense? I mean, like, Bellinor... Oh, Tayrell. Maybe I should put Tayrell in place of Royal Guard. Something like that. But maybe we don't need it. I think that, you know, again, he's just going to be a good option. And there's my Epic doing the majority of the damage here in not a very good build. But we've got her protected with Lethlin. We're making our way downtown. And there we go on to wave 2. Obviously, we'll need a little bit better gear, I would assume, for our time in hard mode faction wars. But that is left to be said. We'll see what happens at the time. Maybe target the Maneater here. We're going to have the... Even if we... Oh, we can remove the buffs. That's pretty amazing. Let's see. Can we do that here? Can we do that? No? Okay. Maybe we need to... Maybe I'm just misremembering. Okay, no worries. I was like, don't we remove the buffs? Arbiter, you're not going to do it on auto, huh? Okay. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we should auto the boss, I would think. Got that little bit of protection from our ambassador. We got the fears getting cleansed or removed there. And then the decreased speed's going to be really helpful on the boss. We got the Royal Guard for the enemy max HP hit. Maybe I need to actually kill the side minions. But we're getting some damage, or we should be, from Hex. Okay, now we can target the boss. It's the ally attack boss. There's the decreased defense. Royal Guard must need some more accuracy. He's probably missing gear. And you can see, like, our dude here, this fusion, I mean, he's holding it down. We don't even have an ally attacker. We should put Lysanther would pair really well with him in this faction. But that's like a niche legendary. I don't know if you would have him. There's not a counter-attacker that I know of. I guess we could put counter-attack masteries or something. But the only way to trigger his A2, like his special ability with that, would be to put him in the team with Lysanther, I think. So... Anyway, this seems like an easy clear. Obviously, High Elves is not the hardest, but we'll see what happens when it comes to the next fight. Actually, Royal Guard with the enemy max HP doing the most damage there. But Siandra holding it down about the same as Lysanther with much, much less gear. So anyway, I don't know. I hope that this gives you all the information that you need, but you let me know in the comments what you think. I tried to be thorough and get it all in one video. Let me know if you like that or not. We'll see you guys in the next one.